magic has me in its spell. That
got an email to say that we were accepted and we were invited to come out to LA, so in mid-September we decided to head out.
Okay, if I don't come back here, I just want to, you know, it's been fun, you know, being here at this time.
I thought, right, here's a fresh challenge. Let's go for this and see what happens.
Do you have anything to say soon?
No, I'm cool.
It's finally here, after all this planning like of 8 weeks. Can you imagine, like, now we're finally heading to Los Angeles. It feels a bit sad, doesn't it?
During the summer, I sent off my short film, The Vendetta, to get accepted into the New York Film Festival in both Los Angeles and New York. It was during that time that I got an email to say that we were accepted and we were invited to come out to LA. So in mid-September, we decided to head out. That's
Right, okay. Okay, I was making this big thing. It would have been the world's largest Metal Gear Solid fan film, and I needed guys to get shot and get beaten up. And Michael turned out to be one of those guys. And basically all I needed to do was repay the favour. So he had this project coming up. I got involved in that, ended up being DP and A-camera operator, so that's how it kind of worked out.
when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling.
What's in that? And here is our VIP passes, 20 tickets to the festival, and just all our information, our schedule, our itinerary, everything we're going to need now to get going for the next week. There you go. An official VIP pass at the New York Independent Film and Video Festival.
Just like a pasta fazola.
London.
Right, well, first and foremost, the one thing you definitely cannot do whenever you're ready to board a plane is lose your passport. And guess who lost his passport?
Because of all the terror crisis that was happening at Heathrow and all over the UK at the time, like, security had been stepped up to the maximum. In the panic, I threw out my passport and my boarding pass. As I was walking away, my boarding pass was left behind. I realised this. I went back on my boarding pass. When I got there, I realised that my passport was missing.
So basically, right, Heathrow's a big place. And basically, I think we covered maybe about 2 miles of walking between Michael losing his passport and us actually checking onto the flight. So Michael, who is a heavy asthmatic, proceeds to run 2 miles back to where he lost his passport in the space of about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm sitting flirting away with this little air hostess who's quite cute and saying, right, okay, I'm going to need you to hold the plane because my dumbass mate has forgotten his passport. So basically, right, I'm sitting flirting away with her and I get this phone call and it's Michael and he's saying, right, I've got the passport, I'll be there in 5, let's go.
So we arrived in LA, and pretty much everything you saw in you see in movies anyway. It's just a big city. Around that time, like, we were obviously still worried that we were thinking our luggage wasn't going to arrive, whether that it had got lost back in London, and we were going to be left with no clothes and all our or all our details, our VIP passes, everything was going to be lost.
After touchdown, the first thing that hits you obviously is the heat of the place. Like Michael said, it's everything you kind of expect. You know, you've got your sun and your palm trees. Your palm trees actually were pretty cool. You know, that's the one thing that kind of struck me immediately. Oh, there's palm trees. So yeah, it's LA like you see in movies, only the non-glamorized version. Even Hollywood itself wasn't particularly glamorous. It was quite run down and almost industrial to an extent, I find. And of course, because it's practically a desert, you've got dust everywhere, and you know, it's a nice place, but it's not as glamorized as it is in movies and everything.
What's your opinion, Michael Anthony, as a filmmaker?
I think he sucks, to be honest. I cannot fucking stand the guy. See, once he gets behind the camera, he rags the tits off me.